So over the past few days, I've had quite a few people reach out to me asking if this uniform for Phil Coulson is actually a must buy, especially if you are a free-to-play player. And truthfully speaking, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say even though this guy becomes a better support, you can easily skip over this uniform, and from what I see, you will be fine. Granted, they made it so that his tier 2 passive now applies to all allies as opposed to just superheroes previously, but there are certain things about him that still exclusively applies to heroes, like his artifact and his uniform bonus. However, that now allows him to be used with Magneto, if nothing else but for his tier 2 passive, which is going to significantly increase how much damage, how much points you can put out with Magneto for ABX and ABL. So if you are a player that takes that game mode very seriously, then Phil Coulson now becomes a must buy for you. But for everybody else,
oh my god, who the hell cares?
It's a toss-up. Sure, you could pick him up and he's going to add value over time to your roster, but you can easily live without him. And on my free-to-play account, I actually had the choice of either going for Phil Coulson or Magneto, because last year when Magneto came around in the holiday season, I didn't have enough crystals because the holiday season ends up coming right after Black Friday when everyone spends all their crystals. So what I did this year on my free-to-play account was actually go for Magneto's uniform instead of Phil Coulson. So that will tell you guys pretty much how I feel about this uniform for Phil Coulson. A very good upgrade for the first time ever. This guy is actually a playable character. Like, he has a better heal than some of, like, actually not some, a lot of characters in the game, which is actually crazy. He has a better overall kit than a lot of characters in this game. However, I don't think majority of people are going to be using Phil Coulson as a DPS, especially when you consider the fact that he doesn't have a damage accumulation, so I don't expect him to be a heavy hitter. And also his skills, even though they could be proc friendly, they have a bunch of delays. Like, for example, the third skill, you have to wait until he fires the snowball in the air, and that's when you can kind of cancel. Like, if you cancel before that, you won't get anything, right? So if you cancel instantly, you get nothing. So you have to wait until he fires or almost fires, then you can cancel. And then for the fifth skill, you have to wait and then you can cancel. But if you're using a regular proc, it's not going to work out for you. His rotation probably looks something like 3 delay cancel, 5 delay cancel, proc on 4, and then you'll proc on the 6 when you're not procking on the 4. So for the tier 3 rotation, you'll proc on the tier 3, and then for the regular rotation, you're going to proc on the 4. Because of that, truthfully speaking, he's a rage character or a mini rage character, but truthfully speaking, in the grand scheme of things, he's a CTP of inside character. So you're buying this uniform for him to be a support. So if you don't need more support characters, or you think you can live without him until next year, then go ahead and skip over Phil Coulson. That's how I feel about it. However, keep in mind, if you're a new player, this man is a human male superhero, and that's what you need for a lot of the early stages in World Boss Legend. Okay, so he's gonna have a lot of value because it's between him, Ghost Panther, and Nick Fury. There isn't very many male human superhero characters that are supports. Majority of the support characters in the game are females. So if you want another great male support, Phil Coulson might be your guy. I'm gonna show you guys how he does as a DPS, but I'm not expecting anything spectacular from him, truthfully speaking. I think 24 is probably the highest this guy is gonna be able to go without a CTP on him. So let me see how we do. Pop that 3, then that 5. Go ahead and hit that 4. And you kind of see that you have no choice but to use pretty much all of his skills if you want to get his tier 3 up. Like, so I think 24 is probably the highest this guy can go against Mephisto, especially without a CTP. And one thing I've noticed with Nick Fury, sorry, not Nick Fury, with Coulson, they're pretty much the same character, bro. But, well, same but different, right? Just support characters with cool skills, I guess. But they designed this guy in a way where you kind of have no choice but to use all of his skills to get his tier 3 on the second rotation. So you have to, like, find a way to use the 2 and 1 and then use the 3-4 and then proc up, sorry, the 3-5 and then proc on 4. Wow, he's actually doing better than I thought. Well, it's triple support, right? But I kind of expected him to just be like a full-on bust. Wow. Okay, maybe he can he do higher than this, bro? It's triple support, but like I kind of expected him to just be like struggling, but it's a paywall uniform. So iframe ignore, do we have iframe ignore on the 6? Yo, the 6 kind of hitting hard. Okay, I thought I was gonna get time frozen there. Movement speed is fine, not anything crazy, but y'all want to see me pop a rage on this guy, bro? Y'all let me know. You want to see a rage on this guy? Nah, I won't do it. Nah, it's so unrealistic, bro. Like, who the hell is doing that? They didn't design this guy, I think, well to be. Because like, why would they make it so you have to use the 2 and 1 to get to the tier 3? Like, just kind of seems silly. Because those skills don't really. Okay, there's a range issue on his tier 3, it seems like. I gotta say, come on. I gotta say his damage is 24, bruh. 24 is like the bare minimum these days for like no CTP. Actually, now with swords and whatnot, it's probably like 34. But he can't be used there because that's females. Could he go higher? Could he go higher? You know, I'm gonna jump over against Null. Null 34, you can use blast characters. We won't have access to these 2 as supports, but we'll make do with what we have. I'm very curious to see how Coulson does comparatively to somebody like Monica Rambeau or Jessica Drew Spider-Woman, because them 2 in recent memory were like really bad. Jessica Drew is like a niche support. Coulson is not as niche, but he's a support, so I'm kind of curious to see how he does. If I remember correctly, they didn't give Jessica Drew a very good PvE build either. And I don't think they did that for Coulson as well. Like, they didn't give him accumulation, which you could say characters can be good without accumulation, and that's true, but the way how they designed the skills to make it so that it's difficult for you to get to his tier 3, and then you have to actually delay his 3 and his 5. They didn't really put too much thought, in my opinion, into him being an actually playable character. I guess they just kind of focused on, okay, make him a more usable support, and then just give him some winter looking skills, and then if he ends up getting played as a playable character, cool. If not, at least he will be a better support. That's how I look at it. Let me see the 6 by itself hitting how is. Nah, bro, this is so mid. Yeah, he is legitimately just trash man DPS, literally just a support. Jeez.
It just ain't gonna happen, bro. Game over. So you give my regards to everybody in Loserville. But don't worry, I've booked you a window seat on a return flight. So pack up. It's time for you to go home.
Let me see against Ultron. Triple support again. Let me see. Get that Fury buff going for the one time, I guess. Jeez. Yeah, the bar didn't even move. So occasionally we get some damage out of the tier 3. Sad times. Am I gonna? Crap, I thought I was gonna die. Really, Meds optimized on phase 1. It's a seasonal uniform, bro. This, I get it. They wanted to sell him as a support, bro, but like, holy, bro.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
I'ma wrap it. Bag it and tag it. Support only. That's it, bro. Trash man. Trash man DPS. I'm not even gonna waste my time putting a CDP on this man unless it's a CDP of insight, you dig?